Hey, welcome back. We're working in here today. We're going to be pulling out all these dried up old rubbers, and then I'm going to roll the thing outside and give it a good washing. The bottom of the deck lid is all greasy, so we want to give it a good cleaning. I could have done it with the transmission out, but my axles were just dangling and I didn't want to push the thing around that way, so we have it all buttoned back up. We'll put a cover over the top of this, a bag, just to keep that dry, and give the engine compartment a good once-over cleaning. This seal slides into a channel, and it's really only crimped over here. When Hans and Franz were building this thing, they wanted to hurry up and get to the beer garden, so they just put a few dents in this to hold it in place. I'm going to bend them out with a little hook tool and slide this whole thing out. There we go. Reposition. Ooh, it's cramped in here. Which way does it want to go? This way or the other way? Let's go this way. These are slid in the same way, but you cannot slide them out. And they are crimped in a few spots. This is pretty loose here already. There's a little bit of a crimp over here. And since these are so dried, just gonna rip them out any way we can. Pry the pieces out. Okay, we got the transmission covered up, and now we get to spray everything down with the greaser and give it a quick brushing, and then roll it outside and hose it off. Check out our nice squeaky clean engine compartment. All ready for some new rubber seals to go in and get this engine back in here. We got to take care of the leaky main seal, and we'll be pulling the clutch and flywheel off, so it's going to get a new clutch. Obviously, there's no point not putting one in. This one I think was changed at one point when the engine was supposedly rebuilt in this car, and I don't have a lot of information as to when it was done or what was actually done, but it's a Mortex. Never heard of it. Now let's take it off and take a peek and see what it looks like. Always one. A little glazed over. It was driving okay, but I said while we're here, let's see what the brand name is on this. Can't tell. A little bit of oil damage in here, you could see. Got a little oil seeping through. Time for a new one. A little extra piece fell off of something. And dig around and see where that came from. New parts are on order, seals, clutch parts. We need to talk about crankshaft end play when you're changing your flywheel. You can feel this one has a lot. You need to measure it to know how much play you have. All right, here's the tool I made to do this. It's a piece of angle iron from a shelf with a bracket welded on. Bolt on the dial indicator right here, so you can move this back and forth. You can pivot this back and forth. These are the spacers that bolt onto the studs using the factory bolts. Bolted assembly on and measure your end play. And I'll usually measure on the part where the pressure plate sits, or on the main face if you can get it. This is nice and machine smooth. It's not damaged at all, so it's a very consistent surface. Okay, we're gonna measure this now to see how much end play this has. Gonna tap in. Have that zeroed out. That's pretty good. And now we're gonna pry out on the crankshaft, right from the edge of the flywheel here. I don't know if I'll be in camera or not. We have almost 30 thousandths of an inch. That's a lot. After I get the new flywheel, we'll pull the old one off, obviously. We're going to see what shims are in there, what size, and we're going to measure the difference between the new flywheel and the old flywheel, because sometimes there'll be variations in that. And then we are going to reshim this engine. A lot of people are saying if it's this far gone, you shouldn't, but it was running and driving well. There was really no issues with it, so we are gonna shim it. To what value, I do not know yet. We will find out. All right, let me have a little demonstration here. The crankshaft is pushed in all the way, and I'm gonna pry out on it while you watch the rotor on the distributor. Slight movement, but enough to affect the timing as the crankshaft is jittering back and forth. Every time you step on the clutch, it's going to want to push the crankshaft back in. So that's how it affects timing. So while I'm waiting for parts to get delivered, I have a lot of cleaning to do. And we'll pull that flywheel off after we clean, and then clean under there too. So come back next time. We'll be shimming a flywheel and doing other things to this engine. Thanks for watching.